Gen students, welcome to live session of English once again. And today we are going to study chapter number 3, Should Wizard Hit Mummy, part 2 by John Updike. And today we will study the story thoroughly along with its explanation. So for this, first of all, I am going to share the story on your screen. So just wait a minute please, and let me share the screen. Let me share this story on your screen. So here is the story, Should Wizard Hit Mummy. Now students, chapter 5 it is written, since as per revised syllabus for the session 2021, 3 chapters from this book, supplementary book, means from Vistas, have been deleted, and they are chapter number 2, the Tiger King, and chapter number 3, that is Journey to the End of the Earth, and one, the last chapter, Memories of Childhood. So apart from these 3 chapters, rest of the chapters we have to study. So according to that, this chapter is going to be chapter number 3, Should Wizard Hit Mummy. And since in our previous class we have already discussed main points, so now I think that the story would have been clear to you. Now we are going to understand the story thoroughly along with its explanation. Now let us see. Students, before you read, here is a story about the worldview of a little child. Worldview of the little child. This story has 2 perspectives. One is the perspective, worldview means perspective of a little child, that is Jo, who is just 4-year old. That what is her perspective, what is her opinion towards the story, towards the ending of the story, and the difficult moral questions she raises during the story session with her father. And along with that we will also study that what was the difficult moral question which that she had raised during the story session, which was told by her father Jack. Now let us see, and before that means I also want students that you should write the answers of these questions which are given in Read and Find Out. So I think 3 questions are given. Like this, means during the story we will also see these 3 questions, and these are the short answer type questions, and which you have to write in 30 to 40 words each in your notebook, and it will be easier for you to understand the answer of these questions which belong to the paragraphs which will be explained today. So please keep these things also in your mind, that you have to write the answer of these questions, you have to understand the answer of this question along with the story. Now let's begin the story. In the evenings and for Saturday naps, naps means that small sleep, like today's, in evenings and for Saturday naps, like today's, Jack told his daughter Jo a story out of his head. it has become the custom. It has become, and this custom began when she was 2, was itself now nearly 2 years old. Now it had become the custom for Jack to tell the story uh, in every evening to his daughter Joe. Now, as I have already told, we have already discussed, students, that two characters are important. I keep on reminding you that the most important character of the story is Jack the father, who is an excellent storyteller, and that the second most important character of the story is Joe herself, who is the daughter of Jack and who is 12 years, who is 4 years old. And this custom of storytelling to Joe by Jack had started when Joe was 2 years old, and that's why it is said that Jack had told his father the Joe story out of his head, and this custom began when she was 2, was itself now nearly 2 years old. The custom of storytelling has become 2 years old because for last 2 years Jack had been telling the story to Joe while she was just 2 years old, and that's why now she has become 4 years old, means a little bit more matured. And his head felt empty, and since he had told so many stories that his head has become empty, means that every day he wanted to tell a new story, but now he did not have any idea of telling new story. So that's why that he adopted a different strategy to giving a new touch to the story. What is it? Let us see. Each new story was a slight variation of a basic tale. Each new story was a slight variation of a basic tale, and because each new story, whenever he tells the story, uh, every story has a slight variation, a little change. There is a little change in every story which he tells to his daughter Joe. A small creature, and what is that little variation? He tells that a small creature, usually named Roser. There is a small creature in every story and whose name is Roser. And Roser fish, sometimes it is Roser fish, Roser, sometimes it is Roser story of Roser squirrel, sometimes it is the story of Roser chipmunk. Means this character Roser, this character is common, and the name Roser is common, but the animal is changed in every story. Now Roser chipmunk and had some problem and went with it to the wise old owl. And in every story that this character, main character of the story Roser, he suffers with some kind of problem, and in order to solve that problem, that he goes to the wise old owl. There is another character of the story, that is old owl, who is supposed to be very wise. So whenever that Roser suffers with the problem, he goes to the old owl in order to get the solution of the problem. And the owl told him to go to the wizard, and the owl directs him to go to the wizard. Wizard means magician, means this is also important character of the story. Roser and old owl, the wizard, these three important characters of the story are. And the wizard performed a magic spell and solved the problem. demanding in payment a number of pennies greater than the number that Roser creature had. And when Roser, along with his problem, goes to the wizard suggested by Old Owl, then wizard performed a magic spell. Magic, he used some magic formula, and that solved the problem. And then the problem of the Roser is solved. But he demands uh, some pennies to Roser, and which is always greater than the number that Roser creature had. You know that he demands some pennies. Pennies, that is the smallest unit of money. So he demands some pennies to him, some money to him, and the number of pennies which the wizard demand to solve his problem, Roser does not have that much number of pennies. But in the same breath, directing the animal to a place where the extra pennies could be found. And when he tells that he does not have that much pennies, that much money, then he immediately sends him to a place from where he could get rest of the pennies. And then the Roser was so happy, he played many games with other creatures and went home to his mother just in time. And after that, when his problem is solved, he pays money as a fee to him. And after that, Roser was so happy, Roser becomes happy, and he played many games along with his friends, his companions in the woodland, and went home to his mother just in time to hear the train whistle. And when he goes home, then it was the time to hear the whistle of the train, and that brought his daddy home from Boston. And his daddy comes from Boston to his home, and in this way that whole family becomes happy. And Jack describes their supper. After that, Jack also describes their supper. And the story was over. And in this way, that story was generally over. So in this way that we have seen that storyline is almost the same with a slight variation. What kind of slight variation, slight change was there? That is that sometime Roser fish, sometime Roser squirrel, sometime Roser chipmunk. But the character Roser is common. Rest of the characters are also common, like Old Owl and the magician, and their works were also common. And this is the basic storyline of every story which Jack, Joe's father, tells to Jack. And working his way through this scheme was especially fatiguing on Saturday. And in this way, that working on this scheme in this way, the way that which he used to tell the story to his daughter Joe, and it became very tiring, it became exhausting for Jack, especially on Saturday, because Joe never fell asleep in naps anymore. And knowing this made the ride seem futile. And because that his purpose of telling the story by Jack was to make Joe sleep. But when Joe does not sleep, then it seems that his purpose of telling the story has become futile, has become useless. Now the little girl, now further it is described that the little girl, who is not so little anymore, The bumps her feet made under the covers were halfway down the bed, and their big double bed that they let her be in for naps and when she was sick. Now she was sleeping in a double bed which is bigger and which had been given uh, by their parents to her when she was sick. Now, what is the next part of the story? That the little girl, means Jo, had at last arranged herself. Not so little anymore. Why not so little anymore? Because when this custom of storytelling was started by Jack, at that time she was just 2 years old. Now she has become 4 years old. So in that sense, that not a she was not any more little. And the little girl had at last arranged herself, and she had settled down in her bed, and from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in the sunlight sifting through the drawn shades, it did not seem fantastic that some magic would occur and she would take her nap like an infant of two. Now, since she has become bigger, and Joe was telling the story on that Saturday to her in order to think that after listening the story, she will be sleeping like no, she was sleeping while she was 2 years old, but now she has become a little bit bigger, she has become a little bit mature. Now it was not so easy to make her sleep so easily. So her brother Bobby, now remember students, another character, not so important, but you should know that her brother Bobby, means there was a brother of Joe whose name was Bobby and who was just 2 years old and already asleep with his bottle. He had taken his bottle of milk, and he had already slept. Jack asked, "Who shall be story? Who shall the story be about today?" Now, first of all, in order to create curiosity about the story, that Jack has asked Joe that what kind of story she would like to listen today, means that day. Roser. Joe squeezed her eyes shut and smiled, to be thinking she was thinking. You know, and she told immediately Roser, means she wants to listen the story of Roser. Her eyes opened, her mother's blue, her eyes was looking like her mother's eyes, means her eyes was blue like her mother. And skunk, she said firmly. And then today she was going to listen the story of Roser skunk. A new animal, means now today the Roser, that was the common character, but in today's story it was the story of Roser skunk. Roser skunk. Skunk is a tiny, very little small uh, animal which has a stinky smell. That was the speciality of this skunk race. That skunk race means skunk has a bad smell, and this animal, this tiny creature, found in America. Now a new animal. They must talk about skunks at nursery school. Now he told, that means that about this tiny animal skunk, it would have been taught in primary schools, in at nursery schools. And having a fresh hero momentarily stirred Jack to creative enthusiasm. Having a fresh hero, now today she realized that it is going to be a fresh hero. Now that Jack also realized a kind of enthusiasm, in order to create enthusiasm in her, excitement in her, that he told that today that he was going to tell the story of Roser Skunk, who is a new hero of the story. All right, he said. And once upon a time, in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roser Skunk. Now he began the story. Jack started the story, uh, telling in the traditional way that once upon a time, that in the deep dark woods, in the deep dark forest, there was a tiny little creature, and whose name was Roser Skunk. Now this is the story of Roser Skunk, which has been given in this chapter. And he smelled very bad. And what was special about him, that he was a bad smelling creature. He was a stinky animal. Yes, Joe said. Now Joe understood and agreed with that. And he smelled so bad. Now Jack tells that he smelled so bad that none of the other little woodland creatures would play with him. And now he told that none of the he was smelling so bad that no other little woodland creatures were playing with him. Joe looked at him solemnly. Now Joe became serious. She hadn't foreseen this, and whenever he would go out to play, Jack continued with jest, remembering certain humiliation of his own childhood. Now remember, students, though Jack was telling the story, he was remembering, the same time he was remembering his own humiliation in his childhood as kind of humiliation which had been faced by the hero of the story, Roser Skunk. So he kept on telling the story and says that whenever he would go out to play, all of the other tiny animals would cry. He does not have any company, does not have any friend, because that whenever he goes to play along with other animals, then they did not play with him. All of the other tiny animals would cry. They start crying from the distance, calling him, oof, oof, here comes Roser Stinky Skunk. Because he was stinky means he was bad smelling animal creature. That's why other animals started running away from him whenever they find him coming towards them, and they would run away, and Roser Skunk would stand there all alone. And Roser Skunk could not play with them, so with other creatures, so that's why he stood alone there, and two little round tears would fall from his eyes. And that day, that two little round tears started falling from his eyes, means at that day he started weeping. He was very sad, because he does not have any company, he does not have any friend, and nobody plays with him. Everyone runs away from him. The corners of Joe's mouth drooped down, and her lower lip went forward as he traced with a forefinger along the side of her nose the course of one of Roser Skunk's tears. Now that what happened, she was an avid listener, she was a patient listener. Joe was very intelligent, very sensitive girl, though she was just a 4-year-old. She was quite innocent, sensitive, and very patient avid listeners, as that while she was listening the story, she finds herself completely involved in this story, and she was realizing each and every happening of her hero of the story, Rosa Skunk. And that's why the corners of Joe's mouth dropped down, and means she also, made her facial expression like she herself has become so sad, and she herself was being humiliated. And then it seems that the two uh, that two round little tears started falling from her eyes, and then that Jack wipes out the um, those tears which was coming out from her eyes, from Joe's eyes. It seems that she is shedding the tears of Roser Skunk. That tells that how much she was involved in the story. Now, won't he see the owl? And it was also, remember students, if you will have to write the character sketch of Johnny means Joe, then you will have to also describe the nature, the quality, the traits, characteristic traits of Joe. And she was very uh, enthusiastic, and she was very curious, as time to time she used to raise the questions. And this time also she asked that won't he see the owl? While he was in trouble, he was suffering from bad smelling problem, then did he not go to the owl? Why she raised this question? Because she knows that almost every day, which the storyline, basic storyline is same, that Roser suffers with some kind of problem, and then he goes to the old owl in order to get the idea to solve her his problem. So she asked Jack that won't he see the owl? And sitting on the bed beside her, Jack felt the covers tug as her legs switched tensely. Means Jack was sitting beside her in her bed, and he was realizing that since he is telling the story, but there is no sign of sleeping of to Joe, because his purpose of telling the story so that she could sleep, but there was no symbol that she was going to sleep anymore. And he was pleased with his with this moment, and he was telling her something true, something she must know. And so but he became happy to realize that she is curious to know something. And Jack was thinking that now he was telling to tell her something worthwhile, and telling her something true, and something she must know. Means his uh, whenever he tells any story, that his purpose was not only entertaining, it was entertaining as well as educative also. So she must know, he realizes, and had no wish to hurry on. That's why he was telling the story in a quite relaxed way. But downstairs a chair is scrapped, and he realized he must get down to help Claire. Now students, remember this character also. This is Claire. Claire is the wife of Jack. And so what happened, that while he was telling the story, then he realized that downstairs he was upstairs, he was telling the story to Joe, but he realized that downstairs a chair is scrapped, a chair moved, and he realized that he must get down to help Claire paint the living room woodwork, because his wife Claire, who was painting the uh, woodwork of the living room downstairs, and he was also realizing this fact that he has to go downstairs quickly to help her, and it was not possible until uh, Joe sleeps. Well, he walked along very sadly and came to a very big tree. And in the tip top means on the top of the tree was a big, wise old owl. As per story demands, that he started walking in search of uh, old wise owl, and then he walked along very sadly because he was very sad because of his bad smelling, and he came to a tree which was very big, and on the top of the tree was a huge wise old owl was sitting. Good. Now it was her nature that she was listening the story uh, very intently, because she was quite attentive towards the story, and time to time she also used raise some questions and gives her expressions as well. Then she was happy and she said, good. And Mr. Owl, Roser Skunk said, all the other little animals run away from me because I smell so bad. So, so you do, so you do, the owl said, very, very bad. And now he told his pathetic story to the old owl. Said that, Mr. Owl, all the other little animals run away from me because I smell so bad, because of my bad smelling, stinky smell, that no other animals play with him. So you do, the old owl said, very, very bad. Old owl, now interesting thing, student, the old owl who was sitting on the top of a big tree, from there he realized that he was smelling so bad. So he told that, very bad, you smell very bad, and what can I do? Very, very bad, very, very bad, what can I do? Roser Skunk said. Then Roser Skunk said, rather I smell very badly, and what can I do means how can I solve my problem? Roser Skunk said, and he tried very hard and he started crying. The wizard, the wizard, Joe shouted and sat right up, and a little golden book fell from the bed. And then in excitement, she became so excited because she knows the storyline, what is going to happen uh, with him afterwards, because basic storyline is same, so she knows the next part of the story. So immediately she started calling loudly, the wizard, the wizard. And she sat up on her bed, and because of that, golden book fell down from the bed. Now, Joe, daddy's telling the story. Do you want to tell daddy the story? Now Jack said that, this is my story, this is your daddy's story. Do you want to tell the story? Means what is going to happen the next? It will be told by Jack, not by you. No, you, me. Then Joe said that, no, it is your story and you tell it to me. Then lie down and be sleepy. And then Jack asked her to lie down there on the bed and try to sleep. Her head relapsed onto the pillow and she said, "Out of your head. It's okay, now keep on telling me a story." Well, the owl thought and thought. At last he said, "Why don't you go see the wizard?" Then that Jack told that the owl thought and thought means he went into a deep thought, and after thinking a lot he said that why don't you go to see wizard. Then he told him to visit the wizard's house in order to get the solution of his problem. Daddy, what? Means that she had some more idea in her mind. Are magic spells real? Now students, see this question. Though Jo was just 4 years old, but she was very curious. She was not only involved completely, she was not very zestful, not very enthusiastic and excited to know the story. Rather, she time to time she used to raise the question, and those questions are not simple. Rather, those sometimes those questions are very intelligent questions. Like one of the example you can give this example, when if you will have to write the character sketch of Joe, then this traits also you will have to mention that she was very curious to know the things, and she also used to raise the intelligent questions. That proves that she was also very not only curious, rather she was also very intelligent. Are magic spells real? She raised an intelligent question to Jack. This was a new phase. Now Jack realizes that this was a new phase, new shift, and just this last month, a reality phase. And when he told her spiders eat bugs, now from last month she started raising such kind of intelligent questions, and now she remembers some other questions which she had raised, as he tells that when he told her spiders eat bugs once, while he was telling to her that spiders eat bugs, then she turned to her mother and asked. Then she looked towards her mother, and then she asked to her mother, do really spiders eat bugs? In order to get confirmation from her mother. And when Claire, means her mother, told her once that God was in the sky and all around us, means there is a God who exists in the sky and he also exists around us, then she turned to her father and insisted. Then she moved towards her father, and in order to get the confirmation from her father, she asked, is he really, is God really lives exist around them? This is also another intelligent question which she raised. So these are the examples you can give in order to explain that how how intelligent she was even in the tender age of 4. Now let's proceed. Now after that, what happens that they are real in stories. Then what happened, very cleverly he told, Jack told her that they are real in stories. Magic spells, these magic spells are magic formulas, are real in stories. Jack answered curtly, cunningly, and she had made him miss a beat in the narrative in this way that she disrupted the free flow of the story a little. And the owl said, go through the dark woods under the apple trees into the swamp, that is a marshy land, wetland, marshy land, that is. And then when they are the owl said to Roger Skunk that go through the dark woods means in order to reach to the house of the wizard, the magician, you will have to go through the dark woods, and there will be a tree, apple tree. You will have to cross the apple tree, and then you will get into the swamp, that marshy land, and over the creek, and you will have to cross the river. It was very difficult to reach to the house of the magician, house of the wizard. And that's what's the creek. Another means, once again she asked a question, what is a creek? Then a little river, he told. That creek means a little river. Over the creek, and there will be the wizard's house. And when you will cross the creek, cross the little river, and then you can reach to the house of the wizards. So that's all, students. Today we are leaving here, and in our next session we will be continued from here onwards. And by the time, what you have to do is that the question which I told you regarding the paragraphs which have been explained today, those questions you can write in your notebook. In this way, that whole story will be clear to you, and easily you will be able to understand each and everything. And remember, students, while we study any of the story, we can't miss the analytical point of the story. We don't have to know simply the meaning of the story, rather that its character, its theme, and its message, means everything we will have to consider during our study of the story. So that's why that is the main purpose of going through the story thoroughly, and you keep all those important questions in your mind and try to solve the questions which belong to that particular part of the story and paragraphs which have been explained that particular day. So that's all for today, students, and remaining part of the story we will study the next day. Thank you and have a nice day.